But if we're inherently lazy, how does it shape our marketing strategies?
It shapes our marketing strategy in the sense that you have to think about your consumer being that lazy. And I think if you don't think that way, you you overlook a lot of different parts of your tactical the tactical parts of your marketing. And a great example of that is, I call this the spot. It's called the spotlight syndrome, where a lot of companies are very scared of doing, call it, very impactful creatives, right? Because they go, oh, if we do this creative, people are going to maybe be potentially offended. And so
Yeah.
therefore, oh, I don't want to do that. So let's do this kind of middle of the road type creative where it's neither cool or funny, it's just factual. And what ends up happening is you forget that as consumers, we're lazy. We have very small attention spans. And if that creative or that ad, whatever that campaign is not as simple, as impactful as possible in that 2 second time frame you have of their attention span, you're not going to make an impression. And if you don't make an impression, then how are you going to be accessible when they actually want to make a decision, right? There's another statistic that says 95% of the time, the people you're actually talking to aren't actually in the market to purchase something. So you have to be mentally available. And if you're not mentally available, how is it that someone's going to actually ultimately know to use you when they have a need? And if you don't do that, then you put yourself in a really bad position where someone goes into that process, has a competitor in mind, and now you actually have to compete one on one, right? And that's actually the worst place you want to be, because that's the most expensive place to be. So I can explain
Hmm.
that later as we talk about this, but you got to think about it is we have to make our messaging as simple as possible.